Welcome to Tax File. I am your host, Laure Bala Hassan, and today's episode is filled with rich insights you won't want to miss. We'll start with a roundup of the latest tax news, keeping you informed on the most relevant updates. In our Did You Know segment, we'll reveal some useful tax facts. You'll also hear from the public in our Vox Pop segment as we capture diverse opinions on pressing tax issues. Then we'll break down those perspectives further in the Knowledge Zone, offering clear explanations and deeper context. Our Professional Insight segment brings in expert voices to help you make sense of complex tax topics. And to wrap it all up, What's on the Net features your questions and comments from our social media platforms with our responses. It's going to be an enlightening journey. Let's get started. And now, the news. As taxpayers and stakeholders grapple with understanding the tax reforms in respect to what has changed, what has remained the same, and how the provisions of tax reforms affect them as individuals and corporate entities, the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, in collaboration with the Nigeria Revenue Service and the FCT Internal Revenue Service, has organized an outreach and enlightenment campaign. The campaign and outreach is to mark the 2026 CITN National Tax Awareness Day to deepen the public's understanding of taxation and promote voluntary compliance across the country. Mariam Jode Adura reports that the train pitched camp at the Wuse Market in Abuja to educate, respond to taxpayers' numerous questions, and correct existing misconceptions around the new tax reforms.
It's not that we are not happy we should pay tax. We know it's supposed to pay tax. But how do you get the income? Government don't know.
From custom to clear goods, come back here, pay income tax, service charge, a lot of grand rent. We are paying so much. And when we impute all those things that we are paying to our goods, it makes the thing to go up.
You can't even save in this period because everything that you spend either you spend in food or in drugs and other things.
On a serious note, you are not happy.
These outbursts of palpable anger and frustration of taxpayers is rooted in the misunderstanding and misconceptions of the new tax reforms as a result of feeding off conflicting information from informal sources and assumptions that the reforms are to increase government revenue without regard to the welfare of the citizenry and lack of clarity of the reliefs and protection available to them as encompassed in the new tax law. This myriad of misconceptions is in fact the reason for the 2026 Tax Awareness Day, designed to bridge the information gap, according to the 17th President and Chairman of Council of the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, Innocent Ohagwa. He debunked rumors surrounding the recent tax reforms and called for patient perusal of the text for better understanding, urging that people ask questions and visit the Nigeria Revenue Service or the Internal Revenue Service for more information and guidance.
The reforms are no longer news. The laws have been signed, implementation has begun, yet many taxpayers and stakeholders are still grappling with what has changed, what remains the same, and how these provisions reflect their business and professional affairs. This program has been designed to bridge the information gap and provide clarity across the 49 districts, 45 in Nigeria and 2 others outside the country.
This is a program that is put together by CITN in collaboration with NRS to ensure that people are well educated about their tax obligations.
We are enlightening the public, the tax women in the market, the people on the road, the essence that the new law that is on ground is for real and it's for good. It's for the benefit of everybody.
Such collaboration in improving the skills, the knowledge, and the efficiency for tax practitioners also goes a long way in optimizing revenue for the various subnational tax authorities.
The idea is to create a compliance culture where people will embrace taxation, and when people pay their taxes, and of course it will bring in the needed revenue
Director, Customer Service, Medium and Emerging Taxpayers Department, Ayeni Titus, encouraged taxpayers to seek enlightenment and themselves become ambassadors of tax awareness by sharing the correct information.
Now there are several reliefs that are out there by virtue of this new tax reform that we are sure that when people take advantage of it, it will grow businesses. And then when business grow, automatically the economy actually grow and individuals is well better off.
He highlighted voluntary tax compliance as key to strengthening the nation's tax system, thereby driving development.
Part of our awareness here is also to encourage them to keep record, different from their personal activities.
We're going to the grassroots, 36 states, 49 districts, everywhere, 2 districts outside Nigeria, other districts within Nigeria, and we're saying, support government, be compliant, and ask government what they are doing with your money.
I'm happy today because people seem to understand what these tax reforms are out to achieve, particularly the positive impact on the low-income earners.
So we're going to expand this and get the tax authorities collaborate and cooperate with the CITN and to take this to the next level.
The day had as its theme tax awareness for national growth, reform, compliance, and shared prosperity.
Meanwhile, the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, CITN, through its 17th national president and chairman of the council, Mr. Innocent Ohagwa, has reaffirmed its commitment to the Nigeria Revenue Service as its loyal and willing partner in nation building through taxation. Mr. Ohagwa made this remark during a courtesy visit to the executive chairman of the Nigeria Revenue Service, Zach Adedeji, during the Tax Awareness Day. He said CITN stands ready to support the NRS through tax advocacy to increase tax compliance, broaden the tax net, and strengthen fiscal sustainability at both the federal and sub-national levels. Mariam Jode Adura again reports.
The Group Director, Customer Service Group, Lovett Ononuga there, interacting with taxpayers and enlightening them about the workings of the revamped service, the new Rev 360, and communicating management's resolve to carry them along.
Our mindset is such that we work with you to ease compliance, listen to you. Where you have issues, complaints, pain points, we take it seriously, we take it on board, and make sure that we design our services and our products with you in mind.
Tax controllers who received the training said the visit by the group director and her team has boosted their confidence. Taxpayers, now customers of the service, were visibly elated at the interaction.
There are a lot of initiatives that have been introduced. We are happy to learn about all of those and the promises you gave us to continue to give us the support.
It's the month of our peak collection, and for her to give us the appreciation of the collection and of the quarter and of the month. In fact, this is a starting point that, yes, we know that going forward, we are going to achieve a lot of things with this Tax Thursday.
The first Nigeria Revenue Service Tax Thursday held in all NRS offices nationwide and had as its theme, Experience the Future of Tax Administration, Rev 360, a transformational upgrade. The day holds every second Thursday of every month.
To co-create a service delivery-oriented organization in order to ensure that the services rendered to customers is compliance, the Customer Service Group, led by the Group Director, Lovett Ononuga, has marked the first Tax Thursday since becoming the Nigeria Revenue Service, with a commitment to getting constant input from customers and field officers. The train moved from field office to field office, proclaiming the message of co-creation in which the staff of tax offices and customers' opinions are sought for an efficient, strategic, and seamless service delivery to the customers. Taxfile reports that taxpayers and the staff of offices visited were elated at the novel development and promised their cooperation.
In aligning with its theme, Tax Awareness for National Growth, Reform, Compliance, and Shared Prosperity, the CITN President, Innocent Ohagwa, while on a courtesy call to the Nigeria Revenue Service and the Joint Revenue Board leaderships, outlined the significance of the day to include the commemoration of the signing of the Tax Reform Act by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which coincides with the peak filing period, and to showcase CITN's leadership in fiscal sustainability and national development through professionalism in tax education and advocacy. The executive chairman of the Nigeria Revenue Service, Zach Adedeji, represented by the executive director of Finance and Corporate Services, Mohammed Lowell Abubakar, congratulated CITN on the day's celebration and on the Institute's laudable initiatives. Abubakar encouraged tax practitioners to be tax ambassadors in order to promote compliance.
We received the council, the president and the council members of the institute, and we shared our experiences. We also discussed issues that will enhance tax administration in its entirety, particularly on compliance.
The executive chairman of the Joint Revenue Board, Adesokon Olusegun, thanked the CITN president and his council members for being at the forefront of tax advocacy. He assured of JRB's continuous support and partnership to the institute. The Tax Awareness Day, which held across all districts of the country, featured road walks, radio calling programs, symposiums, market sensitization, and debates, amongst others.
And that's a wrap on the news. Let's join Mariam on the Vox Pop segment.
There are circumstances under which small companies are expected to pay VAT. My name is Mariam Julde Adura, welcoming you to the segment. If you want to find out more, stay. Under what circumstances do small companies pay VAT?
Small companies are completely exempted for paying tax. Usually a company with a 50 million less turnover exempted from paying tax, but given the circumstance that they provide services or they consume vatable services, then they should remit VAT.
They are exempt from remitting monthly VAT returns, filing VAT returns, but if they consume vatable goods and services, they must pay VAT monthly. If they consume vatable, emphasis on vatable goods and services, they must pay VAT.
By law, a small business is an enterprise that has a turnover of 100 million naira and below, and it has a total fixed asset of 250 million naira and below, and is not into professional services. So those three categories classify a venture as a small business. So it therefore means that if you don't fall into this category, you must pay VAT. Then secondly, small business are expected to pay VAT on their own consumption, not turnover now. So those are basically two circumstances that a small business will pay VAT.
Under what circumstances should small companies pay VAT?
Yeah, normally under the provision of the law, small companies are exempted from paying VAT, but they are to pay VAT when they consume vatable goods and services. So they will be charged and they are to pay.
Did you know small companies or businesses are generally exempt from VAT registration, charging VAT, or filing VAT returns? For more information, visit www.nrs.gov.ng.
Ashu Abe takes us on the Knowledge Zone.
Hello and welcome to Knowledge Zone, where we dive deeper into the interesting conversations had on the streets. I remain your host, Ashu Abe. On today's episode, we will be answering the question, under what situations do small companies pay VAT? Under the Nigerian Tax Administration Act 2025, small companies or small businesses are generally exempt from VAT registration, charging VAT, and filing VAT returns. However, they will pay or account for VAT in specific situations. First, a small company may voluntarily opt into the VAT system by giving written notice to the Nigerian Revenue Service (NRS) once it opts in. It must register for VAT, charge VAT on its taxable supplies, file VAT returns, and remit the tax in the same manner as other taxable persons. Secondly, a small company becomes liable for VAT compliance when it ceases to qualify as a small business. For example, if it exceeds the prescribed threshold for small businesses. At that point, it must register, charge VAT on taxable supplies, and file monthly VAT returns. In determining whether the business has exceeded the threshold, the law excludes proceeds from the sale of capital assets and the sale of all or part of the businesses due to permanent cessation of business. Over to you, Lore.
And now to our professional insight segment.
My name is Dr. Lovett Ononuga. I am the Group Director of Customer Service. Customer Service Group is a new creation under the new NRS. Prior to now, it was a department called Taxpayer Services, which has now evolved into the Customer Service Group. So it's expanded and now has departments. The taxpayer is now under the new NRS viewed as a customer, because we recognize that we do not only have stakeholders who are taxpayers, but also non-tax stakeholders to serve as a tax administration. So that name customer now encompasses everybody. Then one of the flagship initiatives of the Customer Service Group to ensure that we have that constant engagement with our customers. So this Tax Thursday is that one day in the month that the entire service across the nation, every tax office has the opportunity to be creative about how they choose to engage with their customers. But the whole thing is then coordinated at the center, the central thing, so that we're all moving in the same direction. It's a flagship taxpayer education and engagement initiative that allows the service to constantly engage with her customers and to communicate in a timely manner information on tax laws, policy developments, any new tools such as and systems for compliance, such as the Rev 360 we just launched, the e-invoicing platform that we're rolling out. And so taxpayers feel included in our service delivery because of the way we engage with them and talk to them about it. Give them opportunity to also give us feedback on some of their pain points as well. And we take that feedback back. And when they see that, what happens is that continues to improve the trust between us and our taxpayers. We are set to ensure that the Tax Thursday initiative is much more impactful and meaningful and mission oriented, in that we hit we address topical issues. Taxpayers and customers are not left behind. So we want to be like hands-on. So going forward, you can expect that the Tax Thursday is going to be really, really engaging.
Over now to Swateku for what's on the net.
Good day and welcome to What's on the Net. My name is Joyce Swateku. At Harmony Ngeke is asking, I'm having issues in registering new company on Rev 360. Please, when I click on Proceed OTP verification, it will bring an error message, error with code 500. Please, who can help? If you encounter error code 500 when proceeding to OTP verification during company registration on Rev 360, it is likely a temporary system or server-related issue. Kindly try the following. Refresh the page and try again later. Clear your browser cache or use a different browser. Ensure your internet connection is stable. If the issue persists, please contact the Rev 360 support team and provide your RC number, registered email address, and a screenshot of the error for further assistance. At Udwak Okwong is asking, stamp duty on rent is 0.78, but I can't find it on the list of instruments. Which option should I pick? For stamp duty on rent 0.78%, select the lease agreement or tenancy agreement instrument type, depending on the nature of the document being stamped. If you cannot find either option on the list, kindly contact the relevant support team or tax office for guidance on the appropriate instrument category to use, as instrument names may vary on the platform. Over to you, Laurie.
And that brings us to the end of this episode of Tax File. I hope you're walking away with fresh insights and a clearer understanding of tax matters that affects you. But remember, the conversation doesn't stop here. Connect with us on social media. We are always ready to hear your thoughts. Until next time, I am Laurie Bala Hassan. Stay informed, stay compliant, and keep watching Tax File. NRS, together we rise, together we prosper.